So hello everyone, welcome to this live session. Today we would be having a discussion about portfolio. So most of you have completed their design entrance exams and are basically waiting for the results to come up. And the meanwhile, we have also got a lot of queries regarding how exactly to prepare a portfolio. What are the things that are to be included in a portfolio? What should be excluded? What are the things to be kept? What are the things that are to be left out and things like that. There were lots of confusions and things like that related to portfolio. So we thought we would just come around, discuss about all these things, make it a bit more easier for every one of you. And I think most of the results are also being expected in the next 1 or 2 weeks. So portfolio is basically something that's required not just for NIDs, but also for a lot of other private colleges. So as a design aspirant in itself, I think I don't think I should be highlighting or reiterating the importance of something like portfolio. It is obviously something that is very, very important. So we would discuss about all of that. We have our faculty who have joined with us, Aswin. Hello, Aswin. Am I audible to you?
Hi.
Yes,
am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Your sound is good. So I think it's after the probably the drawing sessions, sketching sessions that Aswin is back in our YouTube channel. Aswin was a regular visitor. Yeah. Hello everyone, eagerly waiting for the session, says Venom. My in Phoenix, yes. Venom says hello. Yes, hello everyone. So yes, without much delay, we would be starting our sessions. We just wait for the rest of the aspirants to also join. So we will be having our new batches also that are going to begin from the 2nd of March. Okay, we will be having orientation sessions. We will also be having one-on-one sessions also in part of this portfolio bootcamp. So as I said, it's not just something that's important for NIDs, it's also equally important for most of the design colleges. Okay, so I think that would be it. I would not take much of the time. A lot of aspirants have already joined. And hello Dizzy. Quite interesting names everyone is having. NGP Vital. Okay, hello. Yes, hello. So without much wait, I would hand over the session to Aswin. And that would be it from my side. And regarding our new batches, you would get the information towards the first half, towards the end of the first half, or towards the end of this particular session. Okay, we would give out all the details and things like that regarding the batch that we're going to start. Okay, so that's it from my side. Ashwin, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you for the intro, Suraj sir. So it's good to be back in THiNC Institute and getting to know everybody and helping them out. So
Ashwin, I think I missed out a very important point. It's actually homecoming for Ashwin because Ashwin is probably not born but brought up at THiNC. So Ashwin is very well thinky and like most of the other aspirants who are watching.
True, very true. Yeah. I was and I am an alumni of THiNC.
So welcome back. It's a homecoming actually for Ashwin.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so shall we start?
Yeah, I think we have good amount of aspirants who've already joined. We can start and you can take the questions as we move forward. And to all the aspirants who've joined, if there are any questions and all, please do not hesitate. Post it up in the live chat box, and Ashwin sir will be taking that up eventually. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's start. So everybody will be knowing what today's session is all about. Portfolio, what not to do in preparing a portfolio. That's an interesting question, to be frank. And before starting my presentation, let me remind you, if you have any sort of questions or queries, please put in the chat. Once we finish with this presentation, which I believe will not be too long, we'll get to those questions and answer everybody's queries. So yeah, so back to the presentation. What not to do when preparing a portfolio? Yeah, so the first question that arises is, what is a portfolio? And all the questions related to what, where, when, what is portfolio? Yeah, so it's basically the exhibition of yourself. So exhibition of yourself, I'm saying. It's not a collage or a combination of all your projects put together. No, it's yourself. It is an exhibition of yourself. It is an image that you are putting to the other person to exhibit you. Yeah. and which includes everything related to who you are and what you are and everything. Okay, so next question is, but why? Why do you want to present this? Yeah, as I said, exhibition of yourself. To whom? So right now we are talking about institutes, just like NID, NIFT, all those institutes, whether you're a designer or an architect or anybody in this field of creativity, I would say, we need a portfolio. We need to show that this is me, this is what I am. So to whom? So they need to understand us more, right? So they need to understand, if I'm showing the portfolio to somebody, that actually says what I am. So it has all my projects, all my experiences, and all those related, whatever is related to me, defining and paying justice to what I am going to do. Yeah. So what to sell? So you are actually selling yourself. As I said, you are exhibiting yourself, you are selling yourself, and you are your product. And you'll be, what exactly you'll be selling is your story. It's not about projects, it's your story. You are selling your story. Yeah. So how shall we make it? We'll get to that. How shall we make it? Preparing a portfolio. And here we are actually looking at what not to do, as the session says, what not to do. Yeah. So yeah, this is a gentle reminder of the batch that is going to happen on 2nd of March, which is going to start on 2nd of March. So please stay tuned to till the end of the video so that you can be a part of this wonderful journey. So as we were talking about the story, right? So you will be selling your story. What is your story? What is your story? Is like, we need to plan out when we make a portfolio. We need to plan out the stuff. Like the whole journey of the portfolio need to be planned. Yeah. So what does your story contain? What are the contents of your story? The main ingredients that make up the story. First one is, who are you? Then comes, what are you? What is the difference between the two? Who are you is your basic information, like your name, your education, your place of birth, maybe mail ID and all those things. You might be knowing resume and CV, right? That's what is meant by who are you over there. Don't put unnecessary information just like height, weight, and all. Don't put that. Don't ever put that. Think twice before you put an information. And what are you? You are a designer or you are an architect, right? So you want to be that. So that is what you are, right? So you, next comes the question is, what are your assets? What are your assets? Assets means what are you good at? Like the thinking, the visualization, the conceptualization, or whatnot. And what are your skills? Your skills may be sketching, 3D modeling, maybe you'll be good at modeling with physical stuff and all those things. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Next is, what do you want to show? You might want to show your projects, you might want to show your artistic skills and all those things. And what do you want? Why do you want to show it? That's your answer. That should come from you. But why do you want to show it? As, say, for example, you have a painting, and if there is a reason for you to show that, that is the why over there. What are your experiences? Your experiences. You've been to certain places. That's an experience. You've been to certain. You've done some sort of a drama. Maybe I'm just taking that as an example. You have done a drama, and you are good at drama, and you want to visualize your portfolio in that way. Maybe you can do that. These comes from experience. And where do you want to go? That is up to you. What kind of field? So thinking broadly, what kind of field you want to go? Say, for example, animation, or say game design, or product design, or architecture. It could be, yeah, right? So that is where you want to go, and what are your goals? So the goals is not where you want to go. Goals are where you want to reach at after some time. So these things constitute to your story, and it's not necessary that you have to put everything written over here to the portfolio. There is no such certain what do you say, template for portfolio. It should it is not that way. So you put your words, you put your whatever you want to show, you show a story. That's what portfolio is. Yeah. And yeah, so we were talking about stories, right? So how do I narrate it? So basically we need to ask our projects for help, because projects help you show yourself, and projects in the sense that it need not be a big level project. It could be just a painting, that too is a project, right? But you are showing your skills over there and showing a story in that, and you are actually narrating your ideas through a painting, right? So that is basically what I meant for with this. Yeah, so you need to ask, you need to use your projects for your benefit. So yeah, you have a lot of projects. So shall we randomly place it? No, you should not do that. You are actually taking them through your story, and your story is not random, right? It has a direction, it has a story, that your life has a story, right? So you need to narrate that in that way. Should not be random actually. So you need to plan it out. As I said, it should have a certain journey. So talking about journey, plan a portfolio trip. How do you do that, right? So portfolio trip, and as I said that a portfolio, as I said, it is a journey. It is a story. You are showing a story, and make your portfolio take them through the trip for you. Actually, it's not something. So portfolio, you will be sending to people, and they'll be looking at that and evaluating that, right? They'll be judging it, and you will not be there to narrate it, right? So at that point of time, this portfolio should speak for you. That's what I meant with this. So you need to plan a road trip or a portfolio trip, and you need to make your portfolio take those people who are in viewing your portfolio through the trip, and it should be done for you. Okay, so but how, right? So there should be a story, and story needs continuation, right? There should be a continuity. For making a continuity, something. So if you put something random and you are insisting people to read it out and understand the story, that's not possible. If you think a comic strip, for example, or a storyboard, for example, it has a journey. It will be read in such a way that everybody will know the story. But if you place all these comic strip frames in some random manner, nobody will understand the story what it is. So that's what I meant. So graphic template, let's get into that. So here you can see some examples where it is showing some graphic templates, right? So every single image, you can see there is a pattern followed, there's a template followed throughout. Like in the first one, they are using black and white, and that's it. So the images put in that portfolio, they have put everything, it has black and white. So it has a theme there, it has a template, it has a pattern that is being followed. In the second one also, you can see white, yellow, and black is the color palette over there. And the third one, just like that. Yeah. Okay, let's get into, right now I showed you one good example. Let's go into something like a disaster. Yeah, let's look into this. So here the colors they have utilized is like a disaster. So a lot of colors are playing, and which are really contrasting to each other, and it is making it very difficult to read also. So you shouldn't be using this kind of a template for it. And you can see a lot of spelling mistakes happening in between, like toggle, toggl, and that's it. So that kind of things, okay, that might be a brand name, but spelling mistakes should not be there, because that strikes the person who is viewing it. So it should not be there. And the choice of colors, Yeah. So carefully use the following. First one is the font. Font, if I'm talking about font and typeface are very different. If you know it well and good, or else go understand what are the difference between font and typeface. Typeface is kind of a family, and font is a part of that family, a member of that family. Okay, so typeface with a font size and a font type becomes a font. That's what I wanted to show to you. So you can use different kinds of font style and all those things. Say for example, you have a heading, use a certain typeface and a font, and not a lot. Like one slide has a heading of 14 points and second slide has a heading of 12 points. That is actually breaking the continuity. So be careful with that. And the placements, if you have observed my presentation, it has a template, right? It has a pattern following how that is actually made. There might be some sort of a breakage, but actually it is not visible to you. And the second thing is colors, as I showed in the previous example, colors. And please don't kill the viewer's eyes by putting all those contrasting colors and all those things. And then come the images you put. Images means your projects and other images, which may include your image, your photo, and your illustrations, the way you are utilizing it, like that. And the information is the contents, say for example, paragraphs and all. Reduce the amount of text and increase the amount of visuals, because nobody want to read a lot. They just want to go through, because each portfolio will be viewed in 2 minutes. That is kind of the maximum extent. And if you are able to catch that person's attention at that point, they might read it for another 5 minutes. That's where you win. So be careful with all these things. And let's get to the next slide, which is, okay, now you have a lot of data, you have a lot of projects, you're really good at different things. Now you'll be thinking, okay, let's put them on. Why not, right? Don't do that. Please don't do that, because the least is the better. Because a person doesn't want to look at a presentation which is really cluttered and everything is put over there. Nobody wants to see that. And if you put a lot of data into it, it will be very difficult for you to frame a story also. So you need to keep this in mind, a story. You are taking them to a story. Yeah. And now you will be having doubts, like you have a lot of projects with you, and you have a problem with choosing, right? Choose the best test. I'm saying best test, because best will be there for you all the time. Like you draw a sketch, you feel that this is the best. No, the best test, where it is actually defining you as the story. Yeah. And give your best. Try to show off your talents and your skills as such, because this is a medium for you to show off. Basically, you're selling yourself. Yeah. So give your best. Now you'll be wondering why I have put capitals in the word your, right? It's because it should be yours. You should not steal anybody's work. It should be completely yours. Next is go wild.
Ashwin, just a minute. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, I think with respect to the previous slide that you were talking about, wherein you've highlighted and given the importance for, yes, you were. I think you might want to answer a few questions. Like there are some of them who are asking regarding whether we can see other portfolios. So I think there's a whole lot of point regarding that, right? Like why is it that we don't show other portfolios? So probably you might want to highlight that now.
Yeah, I will get to that. Yes.
Okay.
So this part, let's answer that question and move on, right? That would be better. So am I audible? Am I clearly audible? Because it's heavily raining over here. So
yes. It's good.
Yeah. So see, there is a difference.
Let's just take a feedback also. As while Ashwin sir is explaining, can all the participants please let us know in the chat box whether we are whether Aswin is audible. You can continue, Aswin.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me answer this question. This is a tricky part, as you said, because people there are people who steal the project. Yeah. There is one thing called stealing, and the second is inspirations. Inspirations are different. You are actually taking inspiration from something and then you are using that as your inspiration for a project. That is actually inspiring you, not you are not actually stealing it. But the second thing is stealing. That means you have not put anything out of your brain to do that, and you are just keeping the other person's work here. It is his or her brainchild. It's not yours. So that's what I would like to say over here. I think it's understood. So, hello? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's understood, right? So,
Yeah.
Over here, it should be your brainchild, I would say, because I know I've been through this. That's why I could answer this.
Been there, done that.
No, not that way. But I have, yeah, I always didn't want to do that in the first place. But I have taken inspiration.
On a very genuine note, taking that point from Aswin, see, even in the sessions that we'll be having in the portfolio boot camps that we'll be having, the objective is to give you directions actually. So as Aswin has said, it's more of a journey. It's a journey of yourselves, and you're actually trying to portray what you people have done. So last year also, that's what we had tried to give importance. So you will have mentors. You'll have mentors like Aswin and a lot of other faculty of ours, and you'll get orientation sessions, which would be for an entire class. And after that, you'll have one-on-one sessions on. So you can come up with your own options. You can come up, discuss with your mentors and put up your best works, showcase all of your works, confusions and things like that. And they will give you a better direction. Okay. And as Aswin had already said, it will be starting from the 2nd of March. So anyone who is interested, we have a Google form that we have pinned. So you can click on that. You can just give your basic details and our academic counselors would get back to you. Okay. Thank you, Aswin. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.